I've been dreaming on in my head like I've seen it. A life worth living is a life with meaning. I'll do what I love till my heart.
Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, I'm Ali from Ali Cosmetics Salt and the owner and creator of this channel. But yes, please hit that like button, that subscribe button and that notification bell so you can get notified for future videos. And we have a lot of fun here, I promise. So yes, let's get into this video. Okay, today's video is going to be a little different. And in order to do this video, I had to go shopping yesterday. I'm very excited for this. So, okay, if you are not a close personal friend of mine, why aren't we? Firstly. Secondly, when I was just, I wouldn't say starting off with makeup, because I only really got into makeup, I think, when COVID hit. So in 2020, roundabout. So in my 20s. So I only started getting into makeup seriously back then. But before that, I used to do a little bit of makeup now and again. And me and my mom would go to the cheap shop. Still not gonna say what we actually call it here in South Africa, because I still find it offensive. Even though now looking at it, the bag says the same thing, but yeah. And now I realize it. Never mind. Off topic. So, we used to get makeup from the cheap shops. And I don't know, I haven't used makeup like that in a long time now. So, I thought it would be kind of fun to see how it's changed. And to kind of see if the products have gotten better or worse. Because let me tell you something, those cheap places make you break out. And make you break out. And not just that, I don't know. Sometimes the stuff you buy is just not up to quality. Or sometimes it's you buy it and then it's completely dry and it's unusable. So, but I will admit there is some of my makeup stuff that is actually from this cheap shop. And I mean, I still kind of use some of it and nowadays, but I also kind of want to show that even if you don't have the money to purchase expensive makeup, you don't need it, you can make it work. So like, I mean, you can make it work. That's just the bottom line of it. I feel like you can make it work if you know how to make it work. So yes, I have my receipt right here of all my items that I purchased. Everything in this bag is to make a full makeup look with primer, foundation, concealer, contour, eyeliner, mascara, the works. And then there is some products that I actually already own and that I still use that is also from these cheap. I'm sorry I keep kicking your leg. I see every now and again I kick it by accident. But anyway. So, for example, my blush here is the cheapest, is from my cheap shop. And then my highlighters as well. But I don't use these as much anymore since my makeup started growing. So, let me show you everything. Oh, and the total for all of this makeup was $130, which isn't too bad. But I think, let me start with the steps and then show you step by step and then show you also how much did it cost for this product and how much does my most expensive. I'm also going to be comparing the prices to my most expensive products that I have. That's the same, like primer. I have multiple primers, and then my most expensive primer. Basically comparing and price-wise. So, let's start off. So, I know this looks very weird. It was weird to me too, but this is primer. And it's like a gold leaf primer. I just want to take this one. And apparently it's supposed to brighten and repair the skin. So let's see. I don't know if that's better or worse. I think I'm gonna leave it on. Just for the purpose of this video. Okay. So this is primer. This primer was 10 Rand at the cheap shop. My most expensive primer that I own is the Maybelline Baby Skin. This primer goes for roughly 150 bucks. So already the price difference is huge. This is 10 bucks, and I mean there's quite a bit in there because you don't need a lot. So let's use some of it. I think there's like gold flakes in here. Ooh. It actually smells pretty good. And just a fair warning, I haven't opened any of these products. Oh. Okay. Well, that's load shedding. Do you see the gold flakes? That smells really good. It feels really good. So for first impressions, not too bad. I think I did use a little too much, but it's fine. I'm just gonna put then some down my neck. That honestly feels fucking... Ooh, sorry. Sorry, love, you have to bleep that out. That honestly feels amazing, and it smells really good. Which is odd, but I'm also a little concerned about it because of the scent. But it actually feels pretty good. It's a little tacky. Which if you don't know, there is primers that are actually pretty tacky. It's just to help the foundation and the products to stay on your face. So I'm not too concerned about the tackiness. It kind of feels luxurious, if I'm being honest. Like, okay, but if I have to compare it, this one is still my favorite. I'm still gonna go for this because I have it. But for 10 bucks, that's not bad. And I didn't have to actually use that much. I actually used too much. The gold flakes are basically gone. But it feels, I don't know, it feels kind of luxurious. It feels so nice. And I have to say my skin does look a lot brighter now after that, which is kind of surprising. So I'm a little, I think I would actually still use this. Like, dead honestly, I would still use this. So I think I'm gonna put that one side because I kind of like it. So, okay. So this is the foundation I bought. Okay. Let me rant a little bit. This box is completely broken. I bought this box like this, so it is a little concerning, but it's okay. I did check if it was unused. It was unused. It just looks like someone was effing around with the boxes. So this foundation, it was 40 bucks, right? Yeah, it was 40 bucks. So it was 40 bucks for this foundation. Now, hold on, sorry. I need to go do something really quick because I just remembered the power's out. I need to quickly do something. Sorry for that. Okay, we're back. My brother-in-law just turned on the geyser. I had to turn off the geyser so he could turn on the generator. Sorry for that. Okay, so yes, like I was saying, this is 40 bucks for this foundation. My foundation that I use, that I've been using now for years, this foundation is 240 bucks. Basically 200 Rand more expensive than this. I am a little concerned. Oh, that's very light. That's very light. Okay. Okay, let me put a little bit of this on. If you guys are new here, I do my eyes first, but I usually put on a little bit of foundation first on my eyelids. So let's see how this performs. This looks extremely light. I'm a little nervous. Okay. Okay. So while putting this on, I'm just gonna speak about the foundation. So initially there is no smell. which is good. I'm gonna use this mirror. Hold on. I'll carry on ranting about this. $40 for this foundation is not too bad. Like I said, it doesn't feel too bad. I think it is a little bit... Oh my goodness, I'm not gonna struggle with that. It is a little, I would say, light wear and not like full coverage just by looking at it. And obviously the shade is not perfect. It's like 3 shades way too light. But it's fine, we're gonna make it work. So I have to rant about this just for a quick second. So I remember being able to buy my shade, okay, not my exact shade because heaven knows I was a little yellow. But I used to be able to get a cheaper version of the foundation for a lot less money. And like, you know, I used to be able to get a cheaper one but in my shade, but I just could not find it. This was like the closest one I could get out of all the varieties they had. And they had like a whole section just for primer and foundation. So I was a little disappointed, and this place is massive. I have to say, these cheap shops have really outdid themselves because, geez, they got now everything. And some of this stuff is actually pretty cute and cool. So, yeah. I am a little disappointed that this was the only closest shade I could get. And you can see it is pretty light. And I wouldn't say that it's full coverage. So yes, normally I would then do now an eyeshadow base. Oh man, this thing is old and broken. But I couldn't find any in the in the cheap shop. In the cheap shop. But it's okay. I'm not too upset by it. Because, I mean, gotta work with what you got. I would do concealer, but it's not that necessary. Honestly, it's really not. So yes, I'm gonna show you this palette that is so broken. I've had it now for years. This is also from the cheap shop from many years ago, and I think I paid $20 for it. It's very much broken. I don't actually know why I still keep it. But yeah, it's actually beautiful shades. I have worn these shades before, and they're absolutely beautiful. This used to be my holy grail. As you can see, this, and this was my holy grail back in the day. That I almost always wore a pink eyeshadow look when starting off with makeup. Then this was also like $20, I think, back in the day. And it has, like, I know it looks like kids makeup, but it's not, and it's okay. Oh. Hello darkness, my old friend. Anyway, so, oh, at my stand. Hi, hey there. So this is also very old, and it's also something I used to use a lot. Like, you can see which shades I use the most. I don't know what was the pink with me. Then I have this, which isn't actually that old, believe it or not. And then I have these two. So, I don't know. I feel like it's mainly glitters that are the cheap ones, which is weird to me because you would think the glitter ones are not. So I'm gonna do a quick eyeshadow look because I mean I already own this, and I know that it works well because I have done a lot of looks with it. But now comparing this to my most expensive eyeshadow palette, this is my most expensive eyeshadow palette that I own. I have three Playgirl palettes. This is my most expensive one out of the 3. This is obviously the smallest one I have. Then I have this big one, and then I have this one, which all 3 are my favorite. I use all 3 almost on a daily basis. But this one is the most expensive out of the three, and this one alone, oh no, I just went out of my list. This one alone is 180 bucks. The other most expensive eyeshadows are obviously my other Playgirl palettes, but one that actually comes close to this one, I don't have on my bed with me and it's not in reaching position, is my Wet n Wild mini eyeshadows. It's basically round like this, and then it's got sections of different eyeshadows. Those ones go roughly for 170, 160 bucks one, and I mean, it's very small. But I don't have it in reaching position to show you. I actually have 4 of them, and that's because I bought 4 sets from the Wet n Wild series, the Elemental series, or Zodiac series actually, which was the fire, water, earth, and air. I think I said all 4. And they came with a little eyeshadow compact thing, a lip gloss, a highlighter, and a small mirror. There we go, that's the one. And they came with usually like 3 to 4 lip glosses. So yeah, but we'll get to that just now. So my most expensive eyeshadow palette is this one, and I do use this a lot more. I don't use this cheap shop make eyeshadows anymore just because I don't like it. And it's like I said, there's more sparkle colors than there is matte colors, and I prefer using more matte colors now. But let me do an eye look off camera and I'll get back to you. And we are back. So I did a pink look in honor of how I used to always use a pink look. This eye is a little effed if you ask me, but it's okay, we'll cover it up. So I remember why I don't use these eyeshadows anymore. It's because of the fallout. The fallout is real, people. But I think if you just know how to clean it up properly, then it's fine. So yeah, okay. Next, a wing liner. So this one was I think 25 rand? Yeah, it was 25 rand. Then my most expensive eyeliner that I own is this one from Essence, and it is, let me just check here, it's 70 rand. So this is 70 rand and this is 25, but obviously we have to kind of compare everything, like to the tip, to how well does it last. And oh my gosh, the packaging is so cute. Wait, that is so cute, and you can hate me for it, but I think it is so adorable. I love the little crown on top, like, and there's like a little gem. I kind of like it. Like, what do you think looks more professional? Well, okay, this looks more professional, but what do you think looks super cute and you would think is kind of expensive looking? This one. So I have to bring up though. I just ordered from Take A Lot an eyeliner set that has 7 colors. So it has like red, white, orange, green, blue, and it's coming next week Wednesday. I'm filming this on Sunday, so it's the 29th today. So, and that was 289 rand, and that's excluding shipping, so I would say that's my most expensive. But also thinking of it, if you take that 289 rand and you divide it by 7, I'm technically paying 41 rand per liner, and that's not bad. It's actually a pretty nice tip, I have to say. Like, they look fairly similar. The Essence one does look a bit thicker. The line wise, okay, that's the Essence lines. So that's Essence lines. As you can see, you can get super thin or super thick. Now, the cheap shop. It's actually not too bad, and it's also not like you have to press, so it's not dry, which is good, because I was actually kind of worried that it would be dry, because a lot of their products was dry. Let me just tell you, I picked up a, okay wait, I have to do this. Not my best liner, but it looks cute. Eyeliner face. Is she there? Is she it? She's a little upset. And ow, it just poked my eye. Yeah, you can see. It's fine. The way I clean it, flat brush. And usually it helps. And there, somewhat gone. Not perfect, but it's good. That's actually very pretty. I have to admit, I'm pretty surprised because I kind of like it. And it's, I don't know, I love the look of it, and it's oddly enough very light, which is also kind of odd because you think it would be heavy, but it's not. Okay, let me do my other eye quickly off camera, and then we'll be back with the next product. Okay, we're back. I kind of like it. It's easy to use. I just want to show a quick tip. So obviously I wasn't great at liner from the very beginning, from the get-go. So I would usually take like something that won't like move around. So I would usually take something like this, and then I would take it and then draw my line against like that, basically using it like a stencil. Or I would use masking tape. Please do not use normal tape or plasters. I've tried that and I ended up tearing skin around my eyes. I was stupid. So please don't do that. Another thing is, another little trick I did was, I saw, because this is before Shein, I'm pretty sure you can get it off of Shein now, and a few, and probably the cheap shop as well. But the only place that I could get it from at the time was, I think, AliExpress, and basically it would be a double-sided eyeliner. So the other tip would have this, and then the back would have like a little triangle so that you can stamp it and then fix it. So that was really handy for me in the very beginning, because obviously I wasn't that great at makeup just yet. So starting off, that was really good. So yes. Just a little tip for those of you that are practicing and that don't know yet how to do eyeliner. That was how I, ooh, that was so light. But you know what? We're gonna make it work. So my eyes are done. I'm going in with a damp beauty blender. I put water in it and I just squeezed it, and that's why it's huge. And I just put setting spray on as well, like I said, so that it doesn't absorb as much of the product into the sponge. Honestly, it's not too bad of a shade. I think it is more on the pinky side than what I would normally like. But like I said, for 40 bucks, it's not too bad. And honestly, if you went to a friend's house with this glass bottle of foundation, they would probably, if they don't know what makeup is, they would probably think it's pretty expensive. Or even you could fake it and be like, oh, it's just a brand I got from, I don't know, Italy or whatever. You know, it's super expensive. I got it as a gift. you know? Okay, this is very light wear, so I'm just gonna do another pump all around, just because it's not really coverage. It's coverage, but also not really. It's very, I don't know how to explain it. It's like, it's there, but it's not that great on there. So, yeah, I don't know. It's like transparent almost. It's kind of like BB cream. There we go. It's kind of like that. It's just like a little tint. Just a little coverage. I'm very glossy. It's not bad, but I'm not a fan of it. Okay, well, that's done. So now, the next step is concealer. I actually found Fit Me concealer, but it looks like an off-brand of Fit Me concealer. I might be wrong, but it doesn't, like, it says Note Vas Fit Me. So I'm pretty sure it's not actually Fit Me. So now I just want to take a, ooh, that is so white. That is so much lighter. Okay, comparison. Now I did actually open this to see what it was like, if it was just like a tube or it's like a lip gloss. And honestly, if you were still in the early 2000s, you would have probably used it as lip gloss. I know that. I'm a 2000s baby. Don't get offended. We were all there, honey. So yes. Okay, comparison. Mine also has that. But I don't know, this feels more like a lip gloss just because of the tube and everything. Like, I feel like this is still like, it can get away with it. This is now a little, but I mean, okay, this was 15 Rand. This was 15 Rand. And this specific concealer that I have is 83 Rand, which isn't too bad, but 15 Rand, 80, 85? 83. So it's a huge difference, and again, I couldn't really find a shade that was dark but also not too dark, and light but not white, and this kind of looks white now looking at it, but it's fine. Like I said, this video is to make do with what you can get. So I'm just gonna put it under my eyes and drag it up, because we want a lifted look, of course. My applicator's broken. Do you see that? That is not centered. Maybe it was on purpose. Can't think of a reason why it would be on purpose. I promise you now, if this thing snaps in half, I'll be very upset. But then again, it's only 50 bucks. This feels not too great. I'm not enjoying this. I don't know how to describe this. This feels heavier than the foundation. And the foundation, we also just learned, is actually pretty lightwear foundation. So yeah, but also I'm kind of curious if I can build on top of this foundation without it looking like I'm just putting stuff on my pure skin. So okay, let's see how this blends. Ooh, this is so pale. It's okay. Okay, on camera it doesn't look that bad, but in person, I don't know, it looks weird in person. But also, just keep in mind as well, like, makeup oxidizes. So usually it turns darker to what you originally put it on as. So I'm still hopeful that this will work. And I mean, considering this was the only one I could find in my shade, it's still not too bad. Honestly though, it really doesn't look that bad. I think you just need to know how to apply makeup and how to do it, because my makeup never looked this good with this cheap stuff back in the day. Honestly, it's not that bad. Okay, so my face is almost done. Before I carry on with my face, well, you know what, no, let's leave it for now. We'll do it last. Okay, so next I'm gonna do my contour. This one I'm a little bit worried for, because nowhere out of the whole 2 shelves, and I mean shelves like almost to the roof, I could not find a powder contour. And if you have been watching my videos, you know I don't like this stick. I don't like it. It's not for me. But I found one. So this is a contour stick. It's got a nice brown. So yes. And then the other end of it is like a little blending sponge. I don't think I'm gonna use it. I think I'm just gonna use my normal sponge. So yes. And this is my Holy Grail Contour Duo palette. You can see which one I use the most, because as I always say, if you go too dark of a contour, it looks muddy, and it's not because you're not doing it, or maybe it's because you're not doing it right, but most of the time it's also because it's too dark of a shade. So yes, you're supposed to choose one that's gonna look the most natural with your skin tone, and not just go for whichever one is the darkest one you could find. And that's why sometimes it will look muddy. So yes. Oh, I really don't like these sticks. They don't work for me. Just gonna go. Shoot. Okay, so far I'm not enjoying this. I feel like this is gonna ruin it. Do a little nose contour. This is also scented. Why must things be scented? So far, it doesn't look too bad. Honestly, it's a lot better than that other stick that I reviewed. Oh yes, I forgot to say. So this is my most expensive contouring thing that I have. I have this and then another stick, but it's more of a bronzing stick and it sucks. But this is 80 Rand. So one of these things is 80 Rand. And this was actually 25 bucks, believe it or not. Like, that was not bad at all. So I'm just gonna go in and blend this out. Oh yes, and the bronzing stick I got from Avon, and I think it was about, oh my gosh, that actually looks good. Or is it just me? Am I delusional? Obviously, if you want a more lighter look, and honestly, it wasn't difficult to blend out. It's actually pretty easy to blend it out. I think I overdid it on my forehead though. Maybe a little. I'm very not sparkly, but glossy instead of matte. I actually like it. I think I overdid this side a little bit. But it's okay. We can still make it work. Let's do nose contour. and she snatched. I think this side is a little heavier. But like I said, I think I did put too much on that side of my face. But I mean, it really does not look bad. It actually looks really good. Why does it look so good? Why? It doesn't feel right that it looks good. But I'm also kind of happy it does. Okay. You are staying with me. You are staying with me, that's for sure. Okay. So basically my face is almost completely done. So I'm just gonna do my blush. And I always use this blush. It's also from the Cheap Shop. I don't use these highlighters anymore, but I used to a long time ago. But I think I'm not gonna use this gold one. I think I'm gonna rather use this like white, like pinky reflectant one. And then I'll get back to the last two steps basically. So far I actually really like it, and it honestly doesn't feel heavy. It feels very light. So I'm very weirded out by it because it doesn't really feel like I have a ton of makeup on my face. Which is weird because normally by now I feel uncomfortable because it feels like a lot on my face. But this doesn't, which is also weird, but it also looks pretty good. So, take my blush and highlighters on. This is actually my favorite blush, but okay, comparison. So, like I said, I have 4 of these Wet n Wild highlighters from the set I bought. One of these highlighters roughly goes for, if I can find it, for 110 Rand, roughly. This was 15 Rand. I remember that because one of them still has the price on it. It was 15 Rand. So, yeah. And it's nice. You can see it on the nose more. So yes. Then my most expensive blush, I got this from Shein. It's got a little brushy on the one end, which I don't use because it's too rough and it takes off all my makeup. And then it's a blush stick. So that's that. And then obviously I use this blush more because, like I said, I'm not a big fan of the stick products or the liquid products. I like more of my powders. So this was, I think, also 15 Rand or 10 Rand. And this was, if I can find it now. Now I can't find it. Oh, 75 Rand. This was 75 Rand, and obviously the prices I'm giving you is excluding all the shipping prices, because obviously you also have to take that into consideration. But I love this blush. I love how super pink it is. But obviously for an everyday look, I prefer the more rusty blush color. So yes. So that's that. Next, I'm now gonna just powder my face and set everything in. I should have technically done that before I did all my highlighter and stuff, but I kind of forgot. My bad. Like I said, I'm not a trained professional. Take everything I say with a grain of salt. Cause I'm not a professional. I do this for fun. And I'm not copywriting, so don't you dare YouTube. Okay, and powder I want to discuss. So, I didn't buy a powder. This is the powder I always use. And I know people are going to be like, oh, but that's defeating the purpose of it. No, actually, because I don't buy powder. And let me further explain. I don't buy powder. I haven't bought powder in a long time. I keep my powder in this small little container, and it's actually the non-scented baby powder because it works just as well, if not better, than the store bought powder, and I've been doing this now for years using baby powder, and I can full-heartedly tell you it works. If you don't have money, you can buy a giant thing of baby powder. I think it's for 80 rand or something, and it works. And the reason why you use setting powder is just to lock everything in. And like I said, I was very, very glossy and I wanted more matte. This kind of helps you achieve it. It looks good, and it serves its purpose of not being extremely glossy, and just sets everything into place. And also, if you got a shade that was too dark for you, it also helps lighten it. I've realized over my years of using it. Yes. But that's that. So I didn't take in account of buying powder because I don't think they had powder anyway. So now I'm just gonna curl my lashes. Another side note, I didn't get false lashes just because I do buy the cheap store lashes already, so I know how it works. And I don't think most of you guys would realize that I'm using cheap lashes from the look of my pictures and videos. So that's why I didn't bother getting any, because I actually still have. Lash glue, I wouldn't recommend getting lash glue at the cheap shop. Just for the reason of you don't know what chemicals are in there. And I know I'm saying that as I have products on my face that I also don't know what's in there. But I feel like lash glue is so much more dangerous than just some eyeshadow. So yeah, and I've owned this eyeshadow now for such a long time. So yes. So please do be careful and mindful of the things you do use. And also make sure that the products weren't open, because people have that habit of opening it and trying it and putting it back without buying it. So just be mindful and very careful if you do. So yes. Okay, so we're basically at the end of this look. Next is mascara, and I chose this mascara. It was 15 rand. I'm so happy with this purchase. It looks so cute. It looks like a pencil, and I absolutely love it so much. And I know it's weird. I think my two favorite packaging so far is, ooh, and the brush is actually, the wand is actually also pretty cute. Well, we'll see how it applies now. This I'm also a little bit worried to put on my face, but for the purpose of this video. Okay, so the one I always use is the Essence I Love Extreme Crazy Volume Mascara, and this stuff works. If you don't want to put false lashes on, but you still want super full lashes, this is your best friend. And this mascara goes for, I will tell you now, it goes for 80 rand, which isn't too bad, but I mean, this is 25 rand. And then obviously if this works well, and it says it's waterproof and long lasting. So let's see. My eyelashes are already curled. Oh no. Okay. Well, so far it looks actually pretty good. Oh yeah, that looks cool. That looks pretty. That's such a pretty. It's so pretty. This also has a smell too, but not like a scented smell. I kind of don't like the smell of it, but it's also not too bad. It's kind of like it's supposed to be scented, because I feel like it is, but it's almost like a chemically nice scent. I don't know how to describe it. But anyway, I messed up on my nose when I went to go try and smell it, because I am clumsy. That's actually really pretty. That is actually so pretty. Let's see how long it takes to dry though. I think I might do an update video of how my face looks and feels afterwards. Because also keep in mind, I'm very sensitive skin, as we learned from other videos. So yes. Okay. So that's that. I'm just gonna set this into place. Okay, I didn't get setting spray from the cheap shop. I don't think I saw any. No, there wasn't any. So I'm just gonna use my Avon one, and this goes for 90 rand. So, and the Avon one is my favorite. This one, the Magics, yeah. And this one's basically finished, and it lasts long. Like, I've had a full bottle for almost a whole year, so I feel like it lasts long, and I do a lot of makeup. Okay, so the last step is lipstick, but I think I'm gonna do that off camera and just talk about lipsticks for now. So, basically all my lipsticks are from the cheap shop. Basically all of them are. I have a few that is quite expensive. I think my most expensive ones that I have is like these ones, which are from Avon. Which some of them, if you know Avon, some of them go for like 60 or 70 rand, and some of them go for like 100 rand. So these ones specifically are, I think, roughly 100 rand. These are the liquid lipsticks, and then the solid like lipsticks is also about 100 rand roughly. And then you get the color pop ones, which are the cheaper ones, which is I think maybe 70, 60 rand. I can't remember. I'm not too sure. Don't quote me on that. So yes. But that isn't the most expensive one I've ever owned. So my amazing best friend, many years ago when we were still in high school, which I only clicked last night about, she bought me a MAC liquid lipstick. And if you know MAC is expensive. I can't remember how much it ran back then, but nowadays, like, I still remember the shade of it and everything. I remember the full-on packaging. I threw it out, I think last year, because obviously it was expired and it just wasn't working anymore. It just wasn't doing it what it was supposed to do anymore. And let me tell you that shit was hard to get off my lips. I remember that. And it would stain. It was so beautiful though. It was gorgeous. Money well spent. It was the most expensive lipstick I've ever owned in my entire life. But nowadays it goes for roughly 200 rand to 300 rand. That's the most expensive one I've ever owned in my life. I kind of wish I still had it, but unfortunately I threw it out many years ago because it was expired. Because I think I got it roughly when we were in grade 9 or something, or grade 10. So quite a few years ago. So yes. Then lip glosses wise, this is my most expensive lip glosses, which is the Wet n Wild from the Wet n Wild series. And those roughly go for about 100 bucks each, separately. So yeah, that's my most expensive ones. And then I have cheaper ones from Essence, but also Essence is also like 70-80 rand for one. But I have cheap ones from the from the cheap shop as well. That's roughly like 10 rand one. So yeah, I'm gonna do a quick lip and then say goodbye, and then yes. But I'm actually pretty happy with this look. Okay, and this is the finished look. Look. Honestly, I'm pretty happy with it. I see I messed some mascara on my eyelid, but it's not too bad. And my hair also looked now a lot cuter. I'm gonna try and wear this for the whole day and see how it wears the whole day. But so far I'm really liking it. Like, I think I look very cute. But that's the end of this video. I hope you liked it. Please leave your video suggestions down below, and the next Zodiac video will be out soon for February. So yes, but I hope you all have a beautiful and blessed day. Enjoy yourselves, and God bless. And I'll see you all later. And if you haven't yet done it, please hit that like button, that subscribe button, and that notification bell, and go follow me on Instagram. Why not? It's for free. So yes, bye guys. bye. I mean, bye. I don't know what I said there. Bye!